Students, how are you all? Hope you all are fine. A very good evening. Here I'm coming up with my next video. Again, a video for grade 11 CBSE student from economics. So today we are going to study something on law of demand. What this law of demand means, like for everything we have law na, like Newton's law. When we are talking about science, any object falls, why it reach on the ground only, why it is not happening that it moves above the sky. So somebody has invented the law. In this way, in economics, economist has um, come up with certain laws that there are certain things which behave in the same way always, but we have to consider certain factors, then only it will behave in the way the law says. So let us talk about law of demand. Okay, so here what the law of demand says, first of all, let's see. So in case of law of demand, what happens? According to this law, in this economics or in the market, generally demand and price, these two factors behave negatively. Okay, that means we have already discussed now, when there will be a rise in price, the demand will fall. Okay, and when there will be fall in price, the demand will rise, right? But here there are certain things which should not be considered. That means there are certain things which should remain same. There will be no response on those things. Like if we will not think about our income, if we will not think about the various options available, right? Then if we will not think about means here in this law of demand, we will think about only two things. One is demand and one is price. Apart from this two, you should not think about other factors. If you will consider other factors, then here the law will prove wrong. So what does this law is saying? Other thing remaining the same, if demand responds to change in price, it is called law of demand. That means if we'll think about other things, it will remain constant. There will be no change in other factors. In my next video, definitely I will come up with those factors which will remain constant when we are thinking about law of demand. But and in my videos which I have already uploaded, I think you have seen my video on demand. There I've said now there are certain things on which price does not behave in this way. So first we will be discussing here in this what are the things which does not behave in the way the law is saying. Like what, when it will happen, the price is rising but the demand will not fall. Okay, let's see. So these are the things. The first one is saying speculative demand. Now, what is speculative? Speculative means something which we are doing about something which we are purchasing, about which we are not sure whether we are going to get something in return or not. Like shares, we purchase shares, right? Then this is what, this is just a kind of gambling, right? When we feel yes, the prices are going good, then we sell it, again we purchase it. In this way, depending on the market, we behave, right? So here, suppose the price of shares rises, but the person who wants to purchase the shares at that time may not be purchasing, might be selling also. And at that time he might be thinking, let us wait, the company might be behaving in good way, that's why the share prices are going high. So further, here it may so happen my share price will increase if I'm purchasing it now. Tomorrow, because of company's goodwill, I might earn more in future. So here with a rise in price, I may start purchasing the shares. The share price has gone high, but I will start purchasing the share. Why? Because I may feel that in future this prices may go high. Okay. So here what has happened? Here see, because the price has gone high, the demand for share has also gone high. So here the law of demand is not applicable. Why? Because the law of demand says generally when the price rise, the demand falls. Okay, so this is the one condition where the law is not applicable in maximum cases. Okay, now see the next one. Giffen goods. Now, giffen goods are what kind of goods? Giffen goods are those goods which are inferior. Its other name is inferior. That means a product which is not good in quality, might be which is a moderate product which is not very much of high quality. Okay, then we can call it as a giffen goods. So what happens? Suppose your income is good. Okay, and certain product has become very cheap, and suppose I'm talking about rice. Suppose you are purchasing a particular type of rice and you have heard that the prices of rice has gone lower. Okay, then you have thought that I was purchasing a normal rice. Now, because the price has fallen, in the same budget, suppose you were spending 400 rupees, okay, monthly. Now you have thought that in this 400, since the prices of rice has gone very low, so why can't I purchase basmati rice now? Because I have already thought of I already want to increase my standard. I already want to purchase a good quality product, right? So you have thought if the prices has gone high, why not by spending the same 400 and by keeping my budget also same, why can't I do so that I will shift to the basmati rice? Okay, so here what has happened, the product which was of inferior quality, that means till now you were using, the prices has fallen, but you have responded, you have shifted. That means you have stopped asking the product. Here with the fall in the price of your rice, your demand may not go high. You might purchase the same quantity, but you will shift to different brand. Here suppose you might be purchasing 5 kg monthly, so now also you are not responding, you are still purchasing 5 kg, but you have thought, but now since the prices are low, is down, so by spending the same 400, why can't I purchase 5 kg rice of different brand which is very good, and till now I have not afforded, till now I was not able to afford, so now I am in a condition that I can purchase. So in spite of increasing the quantity, you will try to shift. Okay, so this is now next, what does the next point says? Possibility of further rise in future. Here I'm giving a very good example, which is gold. Generally, when the price of gold falls, what do we do? When the prices of gold falls, we try to shift. That means we try to wait, that because we believe that it will fall further, right? So I'm believing that when the price is falling, I'm believing that it will fall further. That means if it has become 30,000 today, I'm expecting it will become 26,000 tomorrow. So I will wait. Prices fall, but I will wait. That on the belief that it will fall further, then I will purchase. Okay. So in the same way, prices of something has gone high, gold has gone high, so you start purchasing. Because suppose you have a marriage in your home, you have started purchasing. Why? Because you feel in future, if I'm not purchasing this today, then tomorrow it might become more costly, because generally it happens with gold. Okay. So here what has happened, price has gone high, but you have demanded. That means your demand has increased. Why? Because somehow, somewhere you have a belief that the prices will again further rise. So better I will purchase it now. And what happens when it has fallen? When the price has fallen, you have stopped purchasing. You are waiting that I will not purchase it now. I will wait. It is not confirmed that it will fall in further time or not, but you will wait. Why? Because you feel that in future when it will fall more, then only I will purchase. So with a fall here, you have stopped demanding. Why? Because there is expectation. The reverse happens with increasing here. Okay, so here it is said further of price rise in future. That means the gold prices rise today, so you start demanding. With a rise in price, the demand will increase. Why? There is expectation, because there in because in future you might feel that it will rise further. Okay. Next, highly essential goods. There are certain goods which are very essential for you. Suppose there is a diabetic patient. So, according to that patient, there is a medicine for that patient, or might be an insulin for that patient, which is very important. So how much the price rises, you cannot fall, the demand will not fall here. It has become costlier, but since it is your basic need, you cannot avoid it. Okay, there is suppose there are certain medicine is a very good example. Okay, so here it may so happen that the prices has gone high, but the demand will not respond. Like the law of demand says now, when price goes up, the demand falls. But here in this case, when the prices go high, people will not behave or respond, might be not responding, or might be they will start purchasing more because they may feel it will become more costly, but they will never stop purchasing because it is their basic need. Without this they cannot live. Okay. Next, emergency. So when there is a case of emergency like war or flood, so in these cases, obviously the prices go high because the government want more money now on the form of taxes, or because of food crisis, any reason. Generally the things become costly. But here, since the people are affected, you cannot stop purchasing that product. You will keep responding, because in this situation everything is becoming costly, so you are hardly responding to it. Okay. Next come change in fashion. There is a change in fashion. Suppose there are generally, I can give a good example of girls. Girls generally try to follow the pattern which is going and happening recently, the fashion of dresses or whatever. Okay, so what happens, if I'll move few years back, the dresses which like when we were in college, we used to wear long suits, and it was of different pattern. But now today there are shorts, there are various types. Okay, so here what happens, suppose a trend has gone, suppose Deepika has wear a kind of dress in a particular film, and now after few years, might be, or few months, the fashion has gone. So when the fashion has gone, the things become cheaper, because no one is there to purchase now, but they want to finish their stock. So what happens here, since the product will become cheaper, then also you will not be interested in purchasing it now, because why? The fashion has gone. The fashion is gone. So now you don't want to purchase. There are certain people of very lower class, they might purchase little bit one or two, but basically the demand will not respond in a huge way even if it is falling. Why? Because the fashion and trend has gone now. Okay, so with a fall in price the demand will not rise. Okay, next, income effect. Now here what has happened, see, here we are not thinking about price, we are thinking about income. Suppose your income has gone high, you have got increment, you have got increment in position also and in money also. Okay, so now here what has happened, with the increment and with the change in position your standard or way of living has changed. So now you want what, since my income has increased, I want to increase my living standard, because now I cannot sit with everyone, I have to sit with, might be higher level of officials, or might be with the CEOs, I have to give a meeting. So what happened here, your standard of living, okay, your standard of living has gone high. Okay, since your standard of living has gone high, your expenditures will increase now. So now here what has happened, you have maximum income, your income is such that it will not affect you when the price is changing. Suppose the price of something has gone high, there are people who will be responding, but there are people who have proper income, they will not. Okay, um, suppose there is a 5 rupees change in price of, suppose, vegetable. So the high class people may not respond so much, but there are people who may respond also. But because since your income is comfortable one, you are not supposed to fight with, because you are left with much of income. If something is happening little bit, then you can ups and downs, then you can handle it very properly because your income is proper. So in this way, if you'll think about income, there is rise in income, so your demand will also rise, because your income is increasing, your demand is increasing, despite it will not respond according to price. Okay, here if the price is rising also, since you had a better level of income, you have high increase in income, you will not respond to the price, you will try to increase your standard, your level has standard of living, whatever. So here in this way the law of demand will not be fulfilled. That means with a rise in price, the demand will not fall. It is not necessary. Okay. Next come Veblen goods. Veblen goods are those goods which are called status symbol. A goods which show your status. Suppose if I have um, suppose everyone have AC, but there are certain brands which show your status. Everybody used to have phone, but if you have iPhone you have a different status, right? So here what happens, suppose the prices of iPhones have, I'm talking about high level of society now. Okay, so now suppose diamond price has gone high, but to show your status still you will purchase more. It is becoming more costly, you will purchase more. Why? Because you want to show your status, because these are the things which is your status symbol, right? So that's why here you will try to show your status, and because of rise in price you will demand more. That means here the price is going high and demand is also going high. It is not responding in the way law of demand says. That means with a rise in price the demand is not falling, it is rising. Why? Because you want to show your status. It is becoming more costlier, other cannot afford, but you will try to purchase. Why? Because you want to show your status. Generally it happens in high societies. Okay, so these are certain cases which shows a you can say these are certain cases where with a rise in price the demand may not fall, and with a fall in price the demand may not rise. Okay, so these are very important, these are called exceptions of law of demand. Okay, so if someone says demand curve is downward sloping in this way, we have already discussed, but this question may be asked in this way also, that demand curve is downward sloping, but in certain cases your demand curve may be upward sloping. What are those cases? Or what are the cases when the demand curve is not downward sloping? Or what are the cases where law of demand is not applicable? What are the cases when the prices is rising but the demand will not rise? The demand will not fall. So this are the questions, the way of putting the questions, or you may get it in a particular point way also, like what are given goods, how it responds to the demand. In this way also you can get, like, your particular points can be a question. Okay, so that's all. Hope you have understood. Do come up with your suggestions. Like my video, subscribe my channel. Love you all.